Have you ever wondered why two people of the same age can look so different? Why one person at 70 still walks with energy and a sharp mind, while another struggles just getting out of bed? Today, we're going to explore something you may have never thought about. It's not always about expensive supplements, miracle diets, or fancy gym memberships. Often, the secret lies in small daily routines, especially what you do in the very first hours of your morning. Stay with me, because I'll reveal 5 common morning mistakes that silently affect your health and longevity. And here's the challenge for you. As you listen, choose the one mistake that feels most familiar to your own life and type the number in the comments below. If you recognize yourself in number 3, for example, just write 3. That way, you'll not only remind yourself to change, but also see how many others share the same struggle. Now let me tell you a story. The story of Harold and Peter. Harold and Peter were childhood friends. They grew up in the same neighborhood, went to the same school, and even retired in the same town. At 65, both were in good health, but something changed in the years that followed. By the time they were 72, Harold was still riding his bicycle around the park, teaching his grandkids chess and attending community events with enthusiasm. Peter, on the other hand, often complained of stiffness, low energy, and difficulty focusing. He spent most mornings sitting in front of the television with a cup of coffee and little motivation to move. What was the difference? It wasn't genetics, money, or luck. It was their morning routine. Mistake number 1: skipping hydration. When Peter woke up, the first thing he reached for was coffee. It was strong, hot, and gave him the illusion of energy. But here's the hidden problem. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, the body is naturally dehydrated. Skipping water in the morning thickens the blood slightly, slows down circulation, and can increase the risk of heart strain. Research has shown that even mild dehydration can cause fatigue, headaches, and confusion, symptoms that many older adults simply accept as aging. But in reality, these symptoms can be reduced with something as simple as starting the day with 1 or 2 glasses of water before any caffeine. So, here's the tip. Keep a glass or a bottle of water by your bedside. Drink it before you reach for coffee, and your body will thank you. If this is the mistake that sounds familiar to you, write 1 in the comments. Mistake number 2: ignoring gentle movement. Harold had a little ritual. Every morning, before breakfast, he would spend 10 minutes stretching and walking around his garden. It wasn't intense exercise, just enough to loosen his joints and wake up his muscles. Peter, on the other hand, skipped this entirely. He often went straight from bed to chair, sometimes sitting for hours.
The truth is, the body stiffens naturally with age. Joints produce less fluid, muscles lose flexibility, and circulation slows. That's why many older adults complain of back pain, stiff knees, or feeling rusty in the morning. But gentle movement, even as simple as rotating the ankles, stretching the arms, or walking indoors, can prevent this decline. Studies show that just 10 minutes of light activity in the morning can improve balance, reduce fall risk, and boost mood for the entire day. If this mistake feels like your habit, type 2 in the comments. Mistake number 3: skipping breakfast or choosing the wrong one. Breakfast is often called the most important meal of the day, especially for older adults. But here's the problem. Many either skip it completely or choose quick, sugary options like pastries or white bread. That's exactly what Peter did. His usual breakfast was a sweet bun and another cup of coffee. Within an hour, he felt an energy crash, irritability, and brain fog. Harold, however, chose differently. He had oatmeal with berries, nuts, and a boiled egg, Nothing complicated, but rich in protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Why does this matter? Because blood sugar spikes and crashes are dangerous in older age. They not only drain energy, but also increase the risk of diabetes, heart disease, and even memory decline. The solution is simple. Choose a balanced breakfast. Think whole grains, a source of protein, and a colorful fruit or vegetable. Your brain and body will function better all day. If you see yourself in this mistake, type 3 below. Mistake number 4, neglecting mental warm-up. Many people assume morning routines are only physical, but the brain, just like muscles, needs warm-up too. Peter's mornings were quiet but empty. He would stare at the news, often feeling anxious and distracted. He never trained his brain intentionally. Harold, however, had a little ritual. While drinking his tea, he worked on crossword puzzles or read a chapter from a book. Sometimes he wrote short notes in a journal, reflecting on the day before. This wasn't just a hobby, it was brain exercise. Research has shown that mental stimulation in the morning improves memory, focus, and emotional stability. It can even reduce the risk of dementia by building what scientists call cognitive reserve.
You don't need to be a scholar. Simple practices like reading, writing, or even talking to a loved one about plans for the day can serve as mental warm-ups. If this feels like the step you're missing, write 4 in the comments. Mistake number 5, rushing or skipping morning sunlight. One of the most underestimated health boosters is sunlight. Morning light resets the body's internal clock, improves mood, and strengthens bones by helping the body produce vitamin D. Peter often stayed indoors, curtains closed, lights dimmed. His body never got the signal that it was daytime, so he felt sluggish and his sleep quality worsened. Harold, in contrast, stepped outside every morning, even if just for 5 minutes. He let the sunlight touch his skin and eyes. Over time, this improved his sleep rhythm, reduced feelings of depression, and kept his bones stronger. Experts agree that exposure to natural light within the first hour of waking is one of the simplest ways to maintain health as we age. So if this is the habit you've been neglecting, type 5 below. The hidden message. Looking back, the difference between Harold and Peter wasn't dramatic diets, strict workouts, or lucky genetics. It was in the small details. Hydration, gentle movement, balanced breakfast, brain warm-up, and morning sunlight. These habits sound simple, almost too simple, but over years they create a powerful effect. They determine whether you age like Harold, full of life and clarity, or like Peter, drained and struggling. And here's the important truth. It's never too late. Even if you're 60, 70, or beyond, your body responds to small, consistent changes. Science shows that older adults who adopt healthier routines can still increase their lifespan, reduce disease risk, and dramatically improve quality of life. Practical steps you can start tomorrow? 1. Place a glass of water beside your bed tonight. 2. When you wake up, spend just 5 minutes stretching before sitting down. 3. Prepare a balanced breakfast ahead of time, something simple but nourishing. 4. Stimulate your mind with reading, writing, or conversation before diving into passive activities. 5. Step outside for a few minutes of sunlight, even if it's just standing at your doorway. These 5 steps take less than 30 minutes, but they can add years of vitality to your life. Closing challenge. So now let me ask you, which of these 5 mistakes is most familiar to your mornings? Type the number in the comments below. If you often skip water, write 1. If you forget to move, write 2. If breakfast is your weak point, write 3. If you skip mental warm-up, write 4. If you rarely see the morning sun, write 5. Choose one,
because the simple act of writing it down is your first step toward change. And if you want more tips on aging with strength and joy, make sure to subscribe and join our community. Together, we can turn the later years of life into the best years of life. Remember Harold and Peter. The difference in their lives began with what they did each morning. Your future can change the same way, starting tomorrow morning.